Okay, so this is where I'm at. Disclaimer, I'm not a pro, and this is not a teaching video. So it's just a video for me as a reference video to go back and be able to show what was done. So this is a 489 case that I picked up from a friend a long while back, and it had this 411 gear, and I've got this thing disassembled, got all the bearings and the races knocked out of the case. I'm gonna do some sandblasting on this case and clean it up, but one of my further back videos shows how it had that, I think it's a 10 spline ring and pinion in it, but I'm changing over to this other, I forget exactly how many splines that is, like 21 or 22 or something like that, I don't remember. But I'm changing to a 323 gear, and I got the new spider gears and all that stuff for it. New clutch set, bearing set, set of bolts, ring gear bolts. So this case here was missing 2 of the ring gear bolts, and it was missing 1 of the carrier bolts. So anyways, that have to be taken apart. The bearings have to come off of that. That has to be sandblasted. After getting it apart, the pinion had a shim on it, and this is what I came up with on that shim. Well, if I might help it away, it's so blurry there. Let me clean my camera, I'll be right back. Alright, after some time in the sandblaster there, yeah, it was getting stopped up every, I don't know, 20 seconds, but the material in there is shot. It needs to be sifted through and redone. But anyway, so I got it blasted. Still need to clean it up a little bit, but then I started messing around with this, and after doing a little bit of research on the internet, so we got a flat, another flat, a concaved, another flat, and another flat. So we got washers in there, and then the concaved, and then got a gear. No, wrong. You got a cup. Line them teeth up as good as I can there. And then you have your gear. That's what I get for not lining them up. See how that's off? Line them up as good as I can there. Let me try again here. There and there. Alright. And you got your spider gears. You go on there like such. And then you have another cup. This? No. Spider gear. Another gear. And your cup. Alright. We got one of these flat. I don't know what they're called, with the teeth on it. And then a washer. And then the concaved one. And another washer. And then another flat. I believe that's how it goes. And I line up my dots. I have it already marked right there. My dots. And then left hand thread. And this ain't final assembly here, this is just a practice run. Yep. Let's see. I should have a socket over here somewhere already out. Yeah, there it is. Finger tight with them here. Doing a cross pattern. Alright. I think once you start tightening them up, get a seat down in there. Anyways, it looks like it is, so that's that. So like I said, that was just a little practice run, but that's all together the way it's supposed to be. Now I still got to knock these races out and then clean this housing up real good with some brake cleaner, something of that effect. And then I could paint this case up. Go 489 case. They're all cleaned up, looking pretty. get back with you. Alright, so it's been a couple of days since I've been out here jacking with this. I'm waiting for some additive, so I can smear some additive on the clutches before I put that all the way together. And I still need to get some brake cleaner to spray out the inside of this, and I would like to wire brush this. Anyway, so what I'm doing today is I just took my little die grinder here, and on the old bearings I kind of went around and around on the inside of them there to make them where they slide on, not loose, but snug fit on all that. So that's the old pinion. But anyway, so I'm making it where they slide off and on, so I can get everything set on the new pinion. And then once I get everything set, I'll press the new bearings on in place. Hold on a second. But anyways, so this is the new pinion. So anyways, what I'm trying to do, I don't know if it's the right way to do it or not, but what I'm trying to do is save me some headache of having to press these off and on, and getting them where I can put it all together, test it, and if it all jives, then I can press the new bearings on, and hopefully continue jiving after putting it together. But that's where I'm at with it. You can see all the bearings just kind of slide off and on by hand there. It's not too tight, not too loose, just a nice little snug fit. Anyway, that's where I'm at with it. I'll get back with you, let you know how it turned out. Alright, so a little more cleaning to it. Got it ready for some paint. Just took a sandblasted and then wire brushed it. Cleaned all the inside out with the wire brush as good as I could get it, and then took some brake clean to it. But I think it's ready to start doing some assembling to it. You know, paint it after the fact. That way I don't scratch it all up. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, after getting the pinion in there, it's still a little loose to me. I'm gonna have to get me an inch-pound torque wrench with the needle on it so I can check it. But anyway, so I went ahead and pressed the new bearings on the carrier and got the old ones off. And I did notice on the inside here, it was a little ridgy right in here, like maybe it had rubbed or something at some point. I don't know what was going on there, but I just took the Dremel with a little sanding disc on it and kind of cleaned them all up all the way around. I didn't want nothing to be dragging on that cup or whatever after it got in. Did the same thing on this one, just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. But alright, that's where I'm at. Get ready to bolt this all together here. Put the new ring gear on. I'll get back with you. Alright, got the ring gear on. Ready to drop the clutches in there. We got a thin one with the ears on it. We got a washer with the teeth in it. And we got the concaved one. I believe it goes towards the center. And then the washer. And then the thick one with the ears. And then we got a cup. I'm gonna line them all up here. Okay. Line up all the teeth. See if I can get a gear down in there. Like that. And the spiders go in here like, let's see, like that. Got another gear, side gear, cup. Alright. And we got a thick one. A washer. A concaved one. I think it goes towards the inner part. Another flat washer, and then this narrow one out here. I believe that's how it goes. And my dots, line my dots up there. A little dot right there on the side of it. And let's see. Alright, so let's put all my dots together. We'll just put all the bolts in. I'll Loctite them later on. And let's see, it's 5/8. We'll put them all down snug. Like I said, I'll come back and loosen one at a time and put some Loctite on all of them. Alright, it's going down in there. Alright, I'll get back with you. Alright, so got all them tight. Still need to put some Loctite on all of them. Same thing with the ring gear. Here, but apparently they must have two different types of bolts, because this is what he sent me, and this is a 9/16, and these are 5/8. Yeah, that's 5/8. And this, like these shoulders on these 9/16 ones are too big. That shoulder is too big to go down in there. I don't know what the deal is with that, so I'll have to call him up and find out what's going on with it. Alright, I'm done for now. Alright, so I 3/8 drilled these holes out 3/8 on the carrier half, or ring bolt should I say, and got all these on and torqued down to 55, and then on them other ones, flip it here, on these here, these torque specs are hard to find on the internet, but I found them 45 to 50. And I went ahead and did them at 50. But anyways, so the bearings, ring gear, carrier is all done. All this is done. I did get this in, but I got to get me an inch-pound torque wrench. It still feels a little loose to me, but I might have to add another shim in there to that to get it tightened back up. But anyways, that's where I'm at with that. And then I couldn't do any torquing or anything on this without bolting this back to the bench, so I got my hands forced on that, and I got 2 of the bolts in, and I'm missing one. Don't know where the hell it went. Who knows, after all the moving I done. And 2 nuts, so I have to go down and grab another bolt and 2 nuts for this to be bolted down correctly. Alright, that's where I'm at with that. Moving on, I'm gonna go over here and jack with that a little bit, but I got to get rid of the grease off my hands. Alright, see ya. Do your own rear end, they say. Set up your own gears, they say. $4.89 case, not that bad. Get rid of that crush sleeve. Put a crush sleeve eliminator in it. Ay. Anyways, so I worked on this a little bit. I think I showed you guys. I got the cowl done. Well, not done, but got the inside of it coated. But anyways, it was like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that hard. No, I actually told myself that. Called a guy up over here that does rear ends and was like, hey, how much you charge me to set up my gears and stuff? And oh yeah, $350 plus tax. Okay. So anyways, oh, don't worry about all the extra tools you gotta buy or anything like that, but picked that up, micrometer, so that I could test the thickness of the shims. I already had my caliper. Picked up this inch pound off of Amazon. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, it's a tiny little. So then find an adapter for it. I got one. But then find an adapter for that. Oh, I got one. Adapter, socket. But anyways, who cares? Got all that. Got that. Put some shims in here. It was too loose. Added another shim, or took a shim out, too tight. Added another shim, too loose. Took both of those shims out, measured them. They was like 27, or 0.027. So I put a 0.19 in it, and this says $4.89 case, 6 to 9 on used bearings. And the bearings I got in there just they're used because I'm just playing around here and test fitting and seeing if I can figure it all out before I go and put the real stuff on it. But changing out the shims, this is what I came up with. I don't know if you can see that or not, but we're right at 9. So 9 on the old inch pound meter. So I got that right. 6 to 9. I'm at the upper end of it. I had a dial indicator already, but I didn't have a stand, so I had to order a stand for it. So anyways, I'm getting ready to drop that in there. Just jack around with it, see what I can figure out. And if I can get it all working nice with the used bearings on there, I will go ahead and drop the new bearing and press the new bearing on and go from there. Alright. Oh, what joy. But I'm learning something, and that's all that counts. Don't give up. Keep trying, and God will lead the way, and He will make the way for you. All you have to do is ask Him. You don't put anything on yourself. You put it all on God. He'll make a way. That's the way I do it anyways. I don't know. You guys can have your beliefs or whatever, but anytime I try to do something on my own, I fail. But then when I start putting it in God's hands, He leads the way and He makes it happen. Anyways, getting off on a tangent there. Don't get me on my religion now. So that's where I'm at. I got 9 inch-pounds. All this is put together the way it's supposed to. The bolts, ring gear bolts, all Loctited in place, and moving forward, because I can get this thing set up on my own. I won't never ever in my life ever have to ask anybody that works on rear ends professionally to do it for me. I would just jump in and get my feet wet. So, not gonna let it deter me. That's just like engine wise. I got the engine supposed to be coming in any day. That is a 360 40 over 10-to-1 pistons, purple competition cam, and J heads with stainless steel valves. I've had that motor since I was 18 years old, and it has been rebuilt and on a stand since I was about I'm going to say 26. So got it when I was 19 or 18 in a Dodge Charger, ran the hell out of it, blew a head gasket on the way back from Arkansas on a trip, and took it apart, took it to the machine shop, had them do a short block, and it's been sitting on the stand since. I don't think I'll ever get to use it, but it's still clean inside. I still turn it and make sure everything's good. My engine coming in, I told them no, I don't want them to assemble the short block. I am going to assemble the engine myself. Another learning curve. I will figure it out. Learning on the rear end, so I can only have to ask anybody to do that. Learning on putting the engines together myself, so I don't have to ask anybody to do that. That is a whole nother ball game. I haven't decided what I want to do with that. I know that one has been rebuilt. The car hardly got driven with it. That's the one that was rebuilt. But the car barely got driven after it was rebuilt. So I'm leaning towards cleaning that up, and then later on, really just because that's a 1973 date code transmission, leaning on learning how to do a transmission eventually. But alright, that's where I'm at. Now that I got the inner part of that coated, I'll work on getting that up there sanded off and shot with the epoxy. You can see I just got overspray on it right now. It definitely needs to be sanded all the way across, and I will do that. All this has to be sanded. Night night. Alright, so I'm still letting that dry. I'll be sanding it with some 400 or so in that engine bay probably tomorrow sometime. I did get this all put together, preload set. I ended up with 15 on the preload. Calls for 14 and 19. On the backlash, I got it set about, I think it was like 7. And then torqued everything down. This, he told me to do at 285 foot-pounds of torque. So I had to get a new torque wrench connected to my breakover bar to get that out of it. But it's torqued down. I still have to torque these and then put the locks on, and then I should be good. But that's what I come up with. Alrighty then, I'm out of here. Alright, after adjusting the backlash a little bit more, I think it's suitable. I'm pretty close to that pattern right there. They're not too far off from each other, but after adjusting the backlash, like I said, just a little bit more, I came up with that pattern. And I think it's gonna work, in my opinion. All right, I'm out.